Welcome back to the latest episode of Energized. Barry, how are you doing?
I'm doing great this Monday evening. Roscoe, how are you?
Absolutely fantastic. Great weekend had by the lads.
Yeah.
Great week to look forward to.
It is, man.
It's on like Donkey Kong
It
already.
Is. I think the countdown since the new year has been to this week, really.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
So, if you're new to the Energized show,
Welcome.
hit like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And if you're a returning Energized listener,
Welcome back.
welcome back. Barry,
Welcome back.
before we go any further, tell us what is on today's show.
Okay. On today's show, we're going to be discussing all the action from the weekend, including Bellator Dublin, because myself and Ross were there. And then in football, we're going to be discussing the Champions League. And then later on the show, we're going to be discussing the Six Nations rugby, as Ireland got absolutely destroyed by England. But Ross, FightCon is finally upon us.
FightCon is finally upon us.
It is.
This weekend, myself and Barry head down to Cork to our first ever live podcast.
Yeah.
Are you nervous, Barry?
I'm sort of like excited for it, but like, you know me, like I'm always like, what if this happens? What if that happens? And then you're like, it's grand.
Yeah.
You're like extremely laid back about this stuff. I'm like, what if the mics don't work or this, that, and the other? You know?
Yeah, but that's your job.
I know that's my job. That's you'll be there snoring, and I'll be like, oh,
Riddled with anxiety.
yeah.
Look, we're going to give a bash to see how it goes.
Yeah.
Hopefully it goes really, really well.
Yeah.
Who are you most looking forward to meeting down there? And don't say me.
I think what, like, first of all, people are actually going to the event that actually watch our show and listen. Like, I'm looking forward to just speaking to people.
Yeah.
Some of the fighters that are going to be there, obviously we previously stated, people like Ben Askren or Wonderboy. It's just like we've the potential of having these guys on our show, which is going to be amazing. Obviously the whole event is not circulated around us, but we'll be there, and we're going to be doing our best down there. And the people who tune in all the time, we're going to try and make you as proud as we possibly can. And then definitely make sure to tune in next week for discussing everything that happened at the event. And we're going to be putting out interviews as well. And it's just going to be, it's very exciting. But we're like getting new equipment as well this week for it as well. So like it's all building up to, we're going down on Friday. And I think it's just like, what are you expecting, man? I don't know.
I'm really, really looking forward to it. It's going to be an absolute great night, or a great day, should I say. The night before, I think we're meeting with the Offensive Charm lads to watch their live podcast as well, which is fantastic for them. I'm just really looking forward to meeting, you know, some MMA's biggest names: Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, Frank Mir, Ben Askren, MVP. Well, we met him in Port, but you know, the usual. It's just going to be an absolute fantastic day. It's going to be great for fight fans. SPG Cork are putting an octagon in the arena as well, which is going to add to it. And if you do want to go when you're watching the show, you can use the code EZ10, and that will get you a discount code, €10 off the current going rate for a ticket.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, I'll pin that down in the comments box there if you want to check it out.
The comments below.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm just like, this week now is all prep for it, you know.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and for everyone who's like been following us until now, they're really gonna be interested now next week. You know?
They really, really will be.
Yeah,
it's gonna be epic.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine. It's just, you see, we had the opportunity to go down on Saturday morning, but the event starts at 11 and it takes about 2.5 hours to get there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna stay to Friday night, like sort of get our stuff ready. I'll have to iron Ross's clothes.
Man, this shirt's perfectly ironed. Look at that. No creases. No creases.
No creases. Shout out Judy Catwell. But like, yeah, for everyone who's been following us the whole way, like, thanks a million. And there's going to be some guests coming on, and it's just going to be kick-ass. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it really, really will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully we see you down in Cork.
Yeah, so if you are excited for that, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and as always, stay energized. Over the weekend, myself and Ross were at Bellator Dublin. We were part of the media there at the event. And Ross, where should we start here discussing the situation at Bellator Dublin?
Bellator Dublin, as always to anything, there's pros and cons. In terms of, would you want to start with the pros or start with the cons?
Well, the first thing we got there was a con. So we got a lift off my dad to the arena. They sent us to a gate. We went there. They said you cannot come in without the media credentials, and we're like, we have to go in to get the media credentials. So then they sent us around the front. Once we got in, they took my bottles of Powerade off me. They're like, you can't bring them in. It's like, I'm hardly going to throw them. And then we take it from there.
Yeah, it's always a bit of an ordeal going to the event to get your actual credentials there. Also, going into it, there's 19 fights on the card. Do you know how long 19 fights are? Put it this way. Each fight has the potential to go 15 minutes. And then there's 19 of those. Yeah. It's far too many, isn't it?
We got there at 5 o'clock. The card itself actually started at 4:30. We didn't get out of the arena till after 12.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. So really, you need to be well caffeinated as well,
Yeah, it's not ideal whatsoever. In terms of the actual event itself, though, look, Bellator Dublin is what it is. You're always going to get people turning out for. People love the mixed martial arts scene.
Yeah.
More of it, I almost think, lack of top of the range MMA events that we've had. That just once any MMA event gets put on the free arena, people flock to it.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing they have going for them now is the rise of Cage Warriors and also the return of UC Dublin coming as well. Now, it will bring more eyes to Bellator, but it means people are going to go to all three and they're going to rank them and be like, well, Bellator need to really step up next time. This time it wasn't really Bellator's fault because the James Gallagher fight fell off, the Peter Queally fight fell off. So you can't really help that. Stuff like that happens. But those two not being on the card really did not help the card at all, to be honest.
Question. Now, Peter Queally is an absolute animal and brilliant fighter. But do you think people prefer watching Peter Queally fight or Peter Queally's entrance into the cage?
Do you know what? Because when he fought Miles Price, the first time, that wasn't an overly impressive fight. Okay, then the last time when he came back against Ryan Scope, that was unbelievable. But the whole arena was electric, especially with the entrance.
Yeah,
I think not having that entrance didn't help this time as well.
Yeah,
it was lacking stuff. Like, I mean, we were around all like the MMA journalists in Ireland, like Pete Carroll, etc., and they also were on the same sort of boat, feeling that it wasn't really living up to the hype. There was a lot of decisions. Plenty of Irish people lost. Plenty of Irish people won as well, but it just didn't have that feeling of past events. Now, the previous Bellator Dublin, that was like unbelievable. So you can't always get a 10 out of 10,
Yeah, well, for me, this is how I sum up the show. When you really, really look into it, we lost the main event and the co-main event, and we end up with the third fight being the main event. You also have to look at the way Bellator actually set up their event in terms of a televised event. You have the undercard, which is on the Bellator app. Then you have Bellator on YouTube as well. Sorry. Then you have Bellator 240, which is the American Paramount card, and then you have Bellator Dublin, which is on Channel 5. It's very hard to follow if you're sitting at home watching for a start.
Yeah.
But in the arena, they actually have the press, including ourselves, do interviews of the fighters behind the curtain where everyone walks out. So the music is blaring.
Yeah.
And you can't hear what the fighter's saying, and you can't hear another journalist ask a question.
Yeah.
Terrible place for that.
Yeah. And also all the interviews get copyrighted on YouTube as well because of the music.
Yeah, they do indeed. And then on top of that also, just the lack of actual sort of a room to get the fighters into for afterwards wasn't particularly great. And then the guy who does the sound at Bellator needs to be fired. Like, there was like static coming out of all the big amps.
Yeah.
He was also like missing his cues, and when like he should be blaring the tunes, he was sort of playing them a bit monotonish. And when he was like blaring tunes that like no one cared about as well.
Yeah. Like, and while the fights were on, he left the fader up, so you just hear the static like.
Yeah, it wasn't his best job.
Yeah, it wasn't his best job, yeah.
In fairness, the Bellator staff who are actually there at the event do a fantastic job.
Yeah.
They really, really do. They always look after it very, very well.
The catering was good.
The catering is very good. They could do like putting slightly more money into like the tables and chairs in the catering room. As in, like, it's an absolute dump where you eat the food, but the food's actually quite nice.
I get you, yeah.
It's such a like back of house area.
Yeah.
Also, that's one thing they also did a terrible job. So most people who are watching this, I assume, never had a media pass for an MMA event. I think that's sort of safe to say. Like,
Yeah, I'd say so,
95% of people wouldn't have that, if not more.
You absolute smug prick.
It's not about that, but right, we got like a food voucher to go get food at the event, and we're like, great. We went up the same way as we went up last time for Bellator Dublin, and they were like, you don't go in this way, you go down here. And we went down to this other guy, and they were like, you can't come in here, you go over there. Then we went this way, no, it's actually changed. You don't go in here, you go back down there, and then you go back down here.
Yeah.
And the thing was, the goal was for you not to end up in like the changing room area when you were getting the food. And lo and behold, me and Barry were walking around everywhere, and we're like, where's the canteen? We just want to get something to eat.
Like Danny Nealon was about to come out and fight, and like me and Ross are like standing in the way. I was like, good luck. Yeah,
we also she was being cornered by Katie Saul, who like friend of the show, and it was like, all right, you want to say hello, but then you also can't say hello.
Yeah, they're literally about to go out and fight for their life.
Yeah, so it's just not incredibly well done.
Yeah,
you know what? Why don't they have like, you know, massive VIP section up on the roof? You know that? Well, at the roof, like the top floor of the building.
All right.
Why don't they just put like all the staff and plus ones up there?
Oh no, there was just a lack of communication with the security people. Like they should have walkie-talkies and just be like, yeah, this way, yeah, that way.
Yeah, but you're sort of getting fed in like a makeshift kitchen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the staff for the Three Arenas canteen, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
But other than that, you know what was actually quite good? The Wi-Fi was quite good. I'll give them that. That worked well.
That needs to work. Yeah. Well, that's important for them.
Oh, one other thing is the camera that's like goes above the cage into the Bellator cage from the high view, you might call it, or whatever, or the aerial view. The arm for that is on the press side, so when the arm swings, you can't actually see like the screens.
Yeah.
As opposed to if you put it on the other side, it would actually affect no one.
Yeah. These just seem like basic mistakes. It just seems like that's why UFC is just such a step above. They just know what's going on or something, you know?
Yeah. I also think UFC slightly moved the cage further out into the middle.
I don't really remember because we weren't down with the press last time for UFC.
Yeah.
But it was just, they just seemed like easy things to fix that I can't believe they were happening. Like, I can't believe no one that was working there could have been like, here, why is the static noise going off and stuff, you know?
One thing I will give Bellator credit for over the UFC, because there's been many Bellator events and many UFC events now, the Bellator cage is actually better as a fan to watch.
You think so, do you?
Because it's circular.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I get you.
As opposed to, because the octagon, it's basically got 8 pillars to stop you seeing.
Yeah, I know.
When you're actually in the arena. That's one thing I definitely noticed anyway.
Yeah. The arena basically was nearly half empty come the end when Liam McCourt won. Now, the thing is, like, we only realised after that people want to get public transport at home, like, they might have to get trains, all this, darts, everything. So it was like half empty. But last time when James Gallagher won, it wasn't half empty.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I think it's more so. Obviously, this is no offense to Leah, but like her fighting style, she's not a finisher as opposed to James. You're like, it might be over in the first round. It's more than likely going to be over in the first round. I think he has a lot of first round finishes.
Yeah,
well, and I think that adds into it. And at the end of the day, Leah McCourt said herself, like, it is the Jimmy show. She was just, holding down the fort.
Yeah. Well, after I saw people asked your man Dan Kirchin, who's in charge, next time will they consider having less fights in the card? Because it goes on for too long, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Then also, I think they're going to realise now that they need to put better fights on the card, as in like more high profile fights, for the people to stay interested, because you can't just keep taking the money off the people and not really giving them that like wow factor like there was last time. Now, I did mention earlier, you're not going to get that all the time, but still.
Yeah, we also had people like MVP on the card, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fighting last time against Richie Coyle, and people are like, oh, MVP, class, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
it adds to it.
Well, like, I'm looking at Cage Warriors coming up soon, and I'm really excited for that. Like, UFC Dublin, and I don't even know who's coming, but I'm really excited for that. That card, like, we sort of knew I sort of expected it to be like between a 6 and a 7 out of 10. Now, sometimes you get amazing fights and you're like, oh, unreal, but I don't think we got a really amazing fight that night. Bar to knock out your man El Camp.
Yeah.
Who did the spinning elbow, but like sort of caught him like there.
Yeah, but the Kiefer Crosby fight was brilliant as well.
No, it wasn't. I don't think so.
Don't think so. Just think the third round was like epic. No, they were like, boxing the head off each other.
Oh, it's at the last minute.
I just thought the whole 3 rounds was like it was close, and it was like
All right.
there was a bit of like on the edge of your seat, and then like Kiefer went for in the third round. I was like, oh, that was epic. And then when he goes, my son was born 4 days ago. I was like, oh, that's even more epic.
No, epic for him, yes, but like,
but I thought it was like the moment of the night.
oh well, Kiefer coming out was the moment of the night. He stole the show, I think, coming out.
Yeah, exactly. But I think like to say like, are you trying to say you weren't entertained by the Kiefer Crosby fight?
Not until the end, no.
All right, well, like,
well, like each their own.
Yeah, each their own.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying in terms of like,
I'm not agreeing with you on this, man.
Yeah,
right?
but like all the fights that were watched, I was like, that was definitely the one that I was like, right, well, this is good.
All right.
No,
I wasn't really blown away by anything. I don't know.
well, I'm just saying, like,
I don't think anyone else really
like, as in, like, my memories from the night are Kiefer Crosby winning, Charlie Ward winning,
Yeah.
and then
Aaron Chalmers losing.
Aaron Chalmers losing, and then being like,
That was the worst fight I've ever seen.
I think one of the other moments where Leah almost getting armbarred, being like, oh my god, this is gonna be like the most anticlimactic finish ever.
Yeah.
And then obviously you remember my mate Brent Primus as well.
Yeah. Overall, like I would have given it like a 6 out of 10. I don't think.
I think 6 out of 10 is fair.
You see,
Too many fights. Oh, actually, Ricky Bandejas, that was a good fight as well.
Yeah, Ricky Bandejas coming back and beating Malambu. That was like that was like that was shocking. But like nothing really blew me away. And like after, I didn't want to say after a great event because it wasn't great. You know, I feel like and I don't want to lie to myself and say
but it was
great.
decent. It was a decent event.
It was a decent night.
As in, like, we got sort of majority what we expected. Maybe we expected slightly better.
Yeah, like I mean, like we said, like it's cool hanging out with you and doing the show and like being involved in the scene and all. Like that's cool. But like the event didn't really live up to what people expected, you know.
There's no point in lying, being like, that was the best event I've ever went to.
No.
In fact, if you really have to think about it, and like obviously, you know, Mike's saying this in a bad way, it's probably the worst Bellator UFC event I've ever been to.
Yeah.
And that's not in a bad way. It's just like been some really cool UFC and Bellator events.
Yeah. Well, there's no point in lying to the people anyway.
No. Sure, like they were there and they saw it.
Yeah, they saw it. Yeah. Yeah, but there is better things to come. Like they are coming back later on in the year again. Like the Cage Warriors is coming to Belfast. Like that's something we're definitely gonna have to sign up for. And then UFC is coming to Dublin in August as well. So there is bigger and better things. Overall, like so, like people, I just don't want to lie. I don't want to lie. Yeah, but like some people got wins. Like people like Will Fleury, he picked up a win. Who else do you want to shout out there? Obviously, you mentioned that we haven't mentioned that Kiefer got one. Blaine O'Driscoll.
Blaine O'Driscoll got a win.
Yeah.
What's your mate? Kieran Clark.
Kieran Clark won as well.
He also got a win. Charlie Ward stopped your man in the third round. That was a good win for him. He actually used quite a lot of wrestling, which I was surprised.
Also, do you know what? I just realised Conor McGregor didn't go to the event either.
No. Well, that probably just goes to show. You know what I mean? It was like less.
There you go. And then like people lost big fights like Malambu, like that was a big one for him. Like Redzer lost as well.
Yeah.
There was someone else I'm forgetting here. Coyley lost as well.
Yeah, Richie Coyley lost.
And then Richie Smullen lost as well. And those were all big fights for those lads. Like Aaron Chalmers lost as well. But the Geordie Shore people were there. Scotty T. We nearly got knocked over by the Birds coming over to Scotty T.
Yeah, that's not even a lie. Scotty T, like I've never seen someone so mauled for being like not as famous as they used to be.
Yeah, and then people thought Ross was like a Gaz. I was thinking the other guy, James.
It's with the brows. Yeah. I don't know, Barry. Please be one person out there or two people out there and tell me what you think's next from.
James Gallagher is fighting Cal Eleanor in headline Bellator Dublin.
Yeah.
Bellator London.
Oh, also James Haskell was there. He's also making his MMA debut at Bellator London. Look, for me, I'm interested to see Kiefer Crosby fight again. He had a lot of stress going into that week, you know. So he'll be very interesting. He called out Sarin back afterwards, so that should be very, very interesting. And then in terms of other fights, maybe Lee McCourt, I don't really know who she's going to fight in that featherweight division.
Yeah, I know.
Like, you can't move her on too soon because it was the most impressive performance. But Oh, I'd like to see Brett Primus maybe fight Benson Henderson.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
And the winner of that can fight for the title.
Yeah. The funny thing was, like we did mention last week, that we were more looking forward to FightCon over
Bellator
Dublin, yeah. And then I was talking to Johnny, and Johnny's like, "There's no way you can prefer that over the other." And then he was like, "I totally understand."
It's just one of those things where FightCon we get to go down and meet people we've never met before. Like Brent Primus is the only person who fought there who I was like, oh, I wouldn't mind seeing him fight because he was the former Bellator lightweight champion.
Yeah.
Everyone else, I'm like,
I've
seen them, or I've not been blown away by getting to see.
Yeah. Fortunately, like after the event, UFC Auckland was on, and also Tyson Fury was taking on Deontay Wilder. But Ross, overall, what do you want to give Bellator out of 10?
6, man.
Yeah, I'll go for a 6 as well. The night before, Bellator was also on as well, and Ed Ruth lost to Yaroslav Amosov. But we should move into the UFC, Ross, because also over the weekend, Dan Hooker defeated Paul Felder at UFC Auckland. Ross, this was an absolute barn burner. This was exactly what the people wanted, and people got exactly what they wanted.
It was, and it was an absolute war. The funny thing beforehand is Dan Hooker was asked, what's your favourite way to win a fight? And he goes, I love winning by split decision. Then he won by split decision. To be honest, I only saw the highlights of the fight. Paul Felder's face is like broken, like literally broken.
Yeah. He was broken after it as well.
Yeah. Oh, he was upset. He just sort of hinged at retirement. I think after doing so much of that UFC commentary job, that it's like, oh, this is a much easier life, and it probably pays just as well.
Obviously, it is. Yeah.
To be like in the booth as opposed to actually in the cage doing it, and not being bad. Dan Hooker, fantastic fighter, and also like I know he's ranked like number 6 in the world. But if you're going to a split decision with Dan Hooker, you're more than likely not going to be Khabib or Tony Ferguson.
Yeah.
And that's just like, that's not like being overly harsh. That's just facts.
Yeah. Also, it was in Auckland as well.
Yeah, so we probably got the rub with the hometown.
Yeah. Great game plan from Dan Hooker as well with all the leg kicks.
Yeah, what's called after Barboza absolutely kicked the leg off him, he was like, right, I'm going to do that to everyone else.
I need to learn how to kick. Shout out to Jim Crude as well, who beat Mikhail Shook. The
Polish light heavyweight guy. Not called Jan Blachowicz. Jimmy Crew, has he moved to like 11 or 12 now, was he?
I think it's 11-1.
Oh, 11-1, yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
That was a great performance by him. The other guy looked a bit overweight. But this weekend is UFC Norfolk. It's being headlined by Joy Benavidez and Deverson Figueiredo for the flyweight title. Ross, this was made vacant by Henry Cejudo, who just has been announced to take on Jose Aldo for the bantamweight title
at UFC 250.
Yeah, so Ross, Joey Benavidez, our mate, actually we gave him a shout out today. He's fighting for the title. Ross, what are you expecting this weekend at UFC Norfolk?
Look, Deverson Figueiredo is 17-1. His only loss came to Husmer Formiga. I've watched Figueiredo quite a lot. He's got really good knockout power, and he's got good submission skills. He's a finisher, which is quite rare in that division. In terms of Joseph Benavidez, look, if Demetrius Johnson didn't exist, he would have been the inaugural flyweight champion. He's beaten Henry Cejudo in the past.
Yeah,
I think he's the man to be, and it's his time not to be a bridesmaid. He fought Dominic Cruz twice for the bantamweight title and lost, and he fought Demetrius Johnson twice for the flyweight title and lost. This has to be his time to get the belt.
So is this, how many times, what number is?
4 times for the belt. This is 5th chance.
No way.
5th time lucky. Joey B. Gotta do it. Also, Megan O'Leary loves our show, so like we love Megan O'Leary.
Megan O'Leary's a legend. Although he's like married to Megan O'Leary, so I mean, like,
he's already winning.
I think, I think he'd lose 4 title fights to marry Megan O'Leary.
Yeah. Look, Joey Benavidez, he's the man. That's what I'm picking on this occasion. Figueroa is young enough. I think he can come back and get another title shot.
Yeah, I'm going to go Joey Benavidez as well. To be honest, the rest of the card is pretty bad. Ion Kutibala is on the card.
He's crazy. Just make sure you watch him.
Yeah, check him out. Megan Anderson's on the card as well. Bar that, there's actually nothing to write home about.
Felicia Spencer's on the card as well. She could be the next challenger for the 145-pound belt for Amanda Nunes if she ever defends that.
Nice one.
She might though just be like, "Oh, I've defended both belts," because not many people have done that.
Okay. And now we are going to move into the boxing. Ross, over the weekend, Tyson Fury became the champ. He defeated Deontay Wilder in the 7th round by TKO. Well, you could sort of say like stoppage is corner through in the flag. I mean, the tell. Ross, where do we start from here, man? Where do we start from here?
I think we should start almost before the fight. It's one of those things where the walkouts from these two were an absolute spectacle.
Yeah.
Did you see the walkouts from them?
I did, man.
So,
which was more impressive, though?
I actually think when you really think about it, Wilder's was actually cooler.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
Fury's was like the Gypsy King. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna say Fury. Fury obviously wasn't carried out, but made it look like he was being carried out on an absolute throne. He wore like a robe and had a crown on. Wilder looked like the evil guy of a video game. He had like a black crown mask on with like
a lot
black
of detail,
sparkles everywhere.
A lot of detail.
Yeah, it was. They were both incredible. It made the show a bigger spectacle than it was.
If that was even possible.
I don't know who it was, but someone like rapped Deontay Wilder out. Do you know who that was? Neither do I. But look, all these things add to the spectacle of the show.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. I actually went back and watched, one of those BT Sports things where like they asked people who's going to win. And it was, there was Mike Tyson, Conor McGregor, Dana White, Tyson Fury's dad, David Hay, it was Paulie Malignaggi. There was loads of top people. I was like, oh, that's actually interesting. But it's also quite funny to watch after the fact.
All right, yeah.
I think David Hay was like the only person who was like, I think Wilder's going to win.
Bar you, though.
Yeah, bar me. And have you seen the interview with John Fury, Tyson Fury's dad?
I saw the round table with like Paulie Malignaggi, David Hay, John Fury, and the presenter.
Yeah, but did you watch it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, John Fury like was absolutely spot on. He was like, he's going to march Deontay Wilder down and he's going to knock him out. And everyone's like, smoking crack, bud, get out of here. And that was the best heavyweight boxing performance of all time. I am absolutely obsessed with this performance. It could not have been any better. Tyson Fury is so intelligent. He knows his own body and his own abilities better than everyone. And it's frightening to think about it. All the pundits were saying, he's coming in at 270 pounds. He's overweight. He's not going to be fit. Tyson Fury, on the other hand, is going, I only got knocked down because I made myself as skinny as possible. And he was like, I wasn't strong. I was like weedy. Like, I didn't go the best way about losing the weight. I just like ran it all off. I didn't put any muscle on.
Yeah.
He was there. He was 273 pounds of pure nimbleness. He took the fight to Wilder. No one's ever had the balls to put Deontay Wilder on the back foot. Tyson Fury put him on the back foot, kept him on the back foot. And the funny thing is when I was watching the fight for the first 3 rounds, I was like, this is the best actual boxing I've seen Deontay Wilder do. He was landing that 1-2 combo. Yeah. He was doing some excellent boxing skills. But Fury still annihilated him.
Yeah.
He annihilated him.
I know.
He knocked off his equilibrium. I don't know how many times Wilder like either fell over or got knocked down in that fight. Fury's a class act.
Twice. I think twice.
But I don't think he
fell over like twice as well. So 4 times altogether. Yeah.
But like that's a lot of times like have to actually get back up.
When he's
even
never hit the deck ever.
Yeah. And in fairness, Wilder did say he wanted to go out on the shield. I sort of do respect that, but in terms of his health and in terms of us needing to see that, we didn't actually need to see that.
That's
and also, it does give him an opportunity to maybe go back, win another fight, and then potentially get back in there with Fury, as opposed to if Fury just knocked him out cold. People are like, well, we don't need to see that a third time.
Yeah. Can we sort of discuss the way going into this? Like, for some reason, like we said a lot, like last week, you thought that Wilder would win, I thought Fury would win, and we agreed to disagree, right?
Yeah.
But don't show the way when Anthony Joshua was fighting Andy Ruiz.
Yeah.
And going into the fight, well, the first time, remember Joshua got his equilibrium just like all over the place after, I think it was the 3rd round maybe as well.
Yeah, he was doing the stanky leg.
Yeah, and then we were like, and then Joshua lost. Do you think this way the sort of same thing happened to Deontay Wilder in the third round. He got knocked down, then he was just never the same again. Do you think that Wilder could possibly go dust himself off and come back and fight Fury again and beat him? Because remember the first fight, he knocked him down twice as well, you know?
Well, I don't think anything's impossible. Deontay Wilder is an absolute phenomenal heavyweight boxer.
I know, that's the thing.
He is one of the best heavyweight boxers
ever
in the world, if not ever.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that people go, "Oh, Wilder has a right hand," but Wilder's fought 40 men, and it's worked on 39 of them, and the only one that didn't work on was Tyson Fury, and he still knocked him down as well.
He knocked him out, but he won't back up for the 10 count.
Yeah, but John Fury was even saying it. John Fury was like, he doesn't have that much power, and they was like, "Are you messing? He's knocked out with everyone he's ever fought," and they were like, he was like, Tyson Fury, he was very skinny back then. And it was a 12th round, and he couldn't knock him out, and he had nothing left in the gas tank. And then I just watched John Fury. It's almost like he was Mystic John. You know what I mean?
Mystic Fury?
It was absolutely incredible. Tyson Fury, his hand speed, his movement, his defensive qualities.
The way he knew to clinch so much. I know there's a lot of hugging, people complain about that, but like the closer you are at Deontay Wilder, he's not going to be able to hit you with that punch.
Yeah, Wilder needs to create space for that punch. And you know what? Wilder landed a good right hand in that fight. And Fury just sort of ate it and got on with it.
Yeah.
In fairness, he outweighed him by 40 pounds.
I know.
And he still outworked
crazy. A lot of people are tuning in now to be like, what is meant to happen next? Because at the moment, right, Eddie Hearn has said this, that he said that he wants to see he wants the Joshua versus Tyson Fury fight to happen, right? He wants that to happen in the summer. But the thing is right now, Deontay Wilder has 30 days to say if he wants a rematch against Fury. We'll discuss whether or not we think that's going to happen. The other thing is, Dillian Whyte will be a mandatory opponent against Tyson Fury. Okay? And then for Anthony Joshua, he has basically verbally agreed to fight Pulev, who is under the same banner with Tyson Fury at top rank.
He's also a mandatory challenger.
Yeah, mandatory challenger as well. So the thing is,
I think if Fury fights Joshua, they can fob off all the mandatory challengers. I think all the boxing federations go, "Oh well, if you're making that fight, that's fine."
Yeah, that's what I think as well.
One of those things.
But it's all going to come down to Deontay Wilder. Is he going to say yes or no to this fight? You know what I mean?
You know what? Deontay Wilder is someone who I think is going to just go, "I want the rematch." He didn't seem to be phased to be beaten, and also in his head, the fact that he wasn't actually knocked out, from what I know of Deontay Wilder and from what I've seen, he must still believe that he could have beaten Fury in that fight.
I think so as well. I can't see Wilder turning down that fight.
No.
Like, he's after knocking out 40 men in a row. If he had won there over the weekend, he would have beaten Muhammad Ali's record. I think it was 11. It would have been 11 defenses of the heavyweight title. I think he's going to ruin this opportunity. Because if he says no now, he might never get the opportunity again. People be like, you said no, no. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and also if he says no, where does he go from here? Also, he's not a belt holder then.
Yeah.
And that definitely is going to affect his pay-per-view points, his pay-per-view boys, and his sort of star power going forward.
Yeah, so
there's very few people who can lose the world heavyweight title and have no have no titles and then still be a draw.
And it wasn't a massive draw anyway without having Tyson Fury.
Yeah, well, put it this way. How many MMA fighters can you take the belt off and put them in a headline spot in the UFC? Not very many.
Not very many, no.
No, 3 or 4 max. That's it.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show that it doesn't just work out that way.
Yeah. See, the thing is, we want Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. Everyone wants that, yeah?
Yeah.
And hopefully Wilder wants to see that as well. So he's like, here, I'll let you lads fight. But the thing is, Ross, where would you want to see that fight happen? Because there is plenty of opportunities. Like the fighting capital of the world is Vegas. They could go down in Raider Stadium.
I think it would happen in Wembley.
Do you think they would do that?
Going to do it, yeah.
No chance of going to Saudi Arabia like last time as well.
I don't think so. But what if, right? This is the card you do, right?
All right.
You go Joshua versus Fury in the main event.
Okay.
Number 1 contender fight in the co-main event: Dillian Whyte versus Deontay Wilder. And then you also have Andy Ruiz fight against Luis Ortiz. And then you put Joshua Parker in there against Pulev. and have like 4 absolute cracker heavyweight boxing fights all underneath the one stadium and absolutely blow the roof off the place. Because you could actually watch the 4 fights in a row instead of, as everyone does now with watching boxing. If you tell me you watch the entire card watching boxing, you're lying.
Yeah.
You're lying.
Man, I just want to see Joshua versus Fury.
Yeah, but how good would like Deontay Wilder versus Dillian White in the co-main event be?
And the winner fights the winner?
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be amazing. But
Also,
like,
you
we're
have
never
someone
going to
like-
get that.
You have someone like Daniel Dubois, who's like 14-0. He's only new to the heavyweight division. Well, he's up and coming. He looks very, very good. People are saying he's like Mike Tyson because he's sort of shorter and stockier.
Yeah.
I actually don't think he's that short, but he's very well built. Get him in there. You know what I mean? You need to like sort of build your next heavyweight stars on the back of these heavyweight stars.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, you think it's going to be Wembley, Fury versus Joshua? And then, but like, realistically, what's going to happen? Let's call it now, right? Let's call it now for the people watching.
Oh, you want my honest opinion of what Eddie Hearn's going to do?
No, do you think Wilder's just going to be like, no, I want to fight Fury?
I think it's going to be Wilder Fury 3 if you want like what I really think is going to happen. And then Joshua Pulev.
Yeah, I know. And then they could, if both Fury and Joshua win, they could then do it in December or later on in the year because Eddie Hearn said that he wants to fight he has already booked in for Spurs' stadium.
Oh, yeah?
Around summertime, and then one later on in the year as well. So maybe at the end of the year.
How much does that hold in relation to Wembley?
I think it's like 60,000.
Oh, yeah? It's not more now. I thought they would have built that stadium and been like, right, 80,000 people.
I don't know.
Well, maybe it's probably up to close 70 anyway if they go on the pitch. You can definitely fit over like 5,000 people there or close.
62,000.
All right, say it's close to 70 if you go on the pitch as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you enjoyed the combat show, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, and make sure to let us know who you actually would think would win Fury versus Anthony Joshua. Call it now, who do you think?
Fury.
I'll go Fury. And now, we're going to move into the world of football, because the Champions League is back. The Champions League was back last week. Ross, should we start at last week's fixtures?
Yeah, Liverpool lost, shockingly, to Atletico Madrid.
Yeah.
I actually said Atletico Madrid on the show last time that they'd lose 2-1. So, like, well done to me. I might not be hot in the boxing predictions, but I get the football predictions right. Let's be honest.
You said 2-1 to Atletico Madrid. I said 1-0, and Liverpool lost 1-0.
Nice.
What did you make of that?
To be honest, Atletico Madrid are so good at cup football.
Yeah.
It's what they're really good at. They were happy enough to let Liverpool have the ball. You have the ball. We're going to sit behind after scoring. Sol Niguez is so good in scoring those big games as well. Koke is fantastic. Atletico Madrid roiled Liverpool. They were going down as soon as they were touched. It just really, really got to Liverpool. They couldn't get anything going against them. Atletico Madrid were solid at the back. All Black made 1 or 2 brilliant saves. It was a
Liverpool a goal disallowed as well.
They did indeed. It was a very typical Atletico Madrid performance. Diego Simeone riling up the crowd, getting them behind them. It was Liverpool were so annoyed after the game. They were like, "Wait till we get them back downfield." Yeah. That was the sort of thoughts of it, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was. Now, put it this way: if Atletico Madrid score 1 goal in the second leg, Liverpool have to score 3. I can picture Liverpool going gung-ho and scoring 3, so I don't think this tie is over.
No,
well, obviously it's not, but I don't think it is at all.
Should we do a little prediction on who's going to go through?
Well, at the moment, I can't go against Liverpool at home. Who do you think?
I think Atletico are going to get through.
Oh my god, that's going to like ruin the crack that Liverpool were on this season, because they're on for a treble.
Yeah, but their win rate in the Champions League is only 57%. Their win rate in the league is 97%.
Yeah, they may have met their match. Atletico Madrid is so well drilled at defence. It's crazy. Borussia Dortmund actually beat PSG as well, 2-1. Ross, we both thought PSG would win this, and Haaland is still scoring the goals. By the way, he already played for Red Bull Leipzig in the Champions League. How is he still allowed to play?
I don't know how they're after managed to get around that. I honestly don't know. I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
I always thought when it got to January, it's like, oh, you have to buy someone who's not playing Champions League to get them registered for the Champions League.
I don't know.
No, Mino Raiola can do whatever he wants, can't he?
It seems like it, yeah. If you have the money, you can do what you want.
When's he going to stop scoring goals?
Not anytime soon, supposedly. Right now, who are you thinking are going to qualify? Dortmund or PSG?
PSG were away, weren't they?
Yeah.
An away goal. You know, I'm going to say Dortmund. I think that Dortmund team looks quite good. You know that? And I think PSG are a bit dodgy at the back. They're fine from midfield up, but they're a bit dodgy at the back still.
For some reason, I'm thinking PSG. I don't know why. And then in the other game, Atlanta beat Valencia 4-1. Ross, you said for the crack Atlanta. And Atlanta
Did I pick a score?
No, you didn't pick a score. But
they won 4-1, and your man Illich actually scored like a really good goal. In fairness, the defending in that game was terrible. I watched that game. It was a shocking game.
Yeah, but Atlanta, it looks like they're definitely going to qualify.
Yeah.
And then
how much is everyone going to play them next?
Everyone's foaming at the mouth. And then in the last game, Spurs lost 1-0 to RB Leipzig. Timo Werner scored a penalty. And
they're going to go through as well because Spurs don't have a striker.
I think they're going to go through as well. But this week on Tuesday, the Champions League is back. Chelsea are taking on Bayern at 8 o'clock. Ross, what a game. Also on tomorrow, Napoli versus Barcelona as well. But Chelsea versus Bayern, what you make of this one, man?
I expect Bayern Munich to get the result here. Bayern Munich are just about winning the league over in Germany.
Yeah,
they've got a bit more youth and vibrant team these days compared to previous years with Ribery and Robben. They're out the door, and I just like them. I think they're much more solid at the back. Your man Nicolas Sula, Kimmich, Alaba's still class, and then they still have Neuer in goal. I just think like a well-drilled defensive team, Chelsea won't be able to break them down.
And also Lewandowski up front. I'm going to go Bayern to win 2-1.
I think 2-0 Bayern.
2-0 Bayern. Okay. And in the other game, Napoli are home to Barcelona. Napoli, Barca.
Well, did you know Gattuso was the Napoli manager?
I knew he was managing someone.
Well, now you know he's managing Napoli.
Okay, yeah.
I just find it weird that he's managing anyone not named AC Milan, considering he was like such a die-hard AC Milan player. Yeah. He came out and was like, you can't mark Messi, so we're not going to mark him.
Okay.
So I just think Barcelona are going to win if that's their tactics.
Do you see Suarez is meant to be out for the rest of the season? Dembele is injured again.
Yeah, but they got Braithwaite, man.
Yeah, but realistically, what are you expecting from Barcelona here? Like Messi's getting like a bit on. I know he scored. I think he actually scored about 4 goals.
Yeah, but they have Dembele, Griezmann.
Dembele's injured.
Oh, was he injured as well?
Well, they have him and Suarez.
Oh, they have Griezmann and Messi. You know what I mean? Like, it's not terrible.
True, but Griezmann hasn't really set the world alight there, has he?
Yeah, but maybe when it's just the two of them linking up, he might do a bit better. Then they have like Rakitic, Busquets, De Jong. You know what I mean? Like when you name their players, I know that they haven't been the hottest, but they'll get the job done against Napoli.
I think they will get the job done against Napoli.
And then who knows? They could play like Atalanta next. And next thing you know, they're in the Champions League semi-final, and then you can't rule anything out.
That's actually so true. What are you going to go for this fixture?
I'm going to say 3-1 Barcelona.
Okay, I'll go 2-1 Barcelona. Then on Wednesday's game, Lyon are taking on Juventus. Cristiano Ronaldo's after scoring in his 11th game in a row in the Serie A.
I just fancy
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
You just fancy Ronaldo?
Yeah, I fancy Ronaldo. Yeah, Juventus are just better than Lyon. Depay's out for Lyon as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's sort of the nail in the coffin for me. Juventus are just better than Lyon, and I think they will beat them.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 Juventus.
It's one of those things, if you're away from home and you can get the job done in the first leg, you might as well do it, and then you can chill out a bit more in the second leg.
Yeah. What are you picking?
I think 2-0 is a good shout to Juventus.
Okay. And then one of the biggest fixtures of the Champions League, Real Madrid are taking on Man City. What a game.
Real Madrid
what a game.
Currently in second place in La Liga. Man City currently in second place in the Premier League. These are two like wounded lions at the moment, aren't they? They really are. A lot of the talk about Man City is they're actually the favourites of the Champions League at the moment, and a lot of the talk is that they better win it this year because they might not be in it for the next 2 years. Real Madrid, on the other hand, they sort of keep on churning out the results, but how much less sexy does the Real Madrid team look now than they have been for the last few years?
Yeah, Hazard's now out for a few months as well.
Yeah, he broke his ankle, didn't he?
Yeah, potentially the rest of the season.
Yeah. in saying that, I actually fancy Man City get the job done here. De Bruyne, Sterling, Aguero. That sounds better than Cruz, Velasquez, and what's your man's name up from Vinicius?
Okay. You're just picking random players, like.
Yeah, but like they're the players who start for Real Madrid,
All right. Okay.
and then they're the players who start for City.
You think Man City will get it?
When you put the two head to head, I go the City team's better.
All right. So what result are you expecting in the Bernabeu?
I think 1-1, and City will get them in the Etihad.
I'll go 1-0 as well. Ross, something I wanted to bring up as well. Cristiano Ronaldo's now 35. Messi's 32. How many more years do you think these two can really go on? Because if you look at this now, Cristiano Ronaldo has won 5 Champions Leagues. Messi's on 4. How much longer? I don't know if Ronaldo can keep this up and really drive a team to win the Champions League. Barcelona are now, after losing Suarez, who's massive for Messi as well.
I would say Juventus have a better chance of winning the Champions League this year
So
than Barcelona do. If you just look at their team, player for player,
yeah,
I'd fancy them that bit more. And then looking at it, he's not slowing down this season, Ronaldo.
Yeah.
So
his quality is almost just will last for a few more years.
It really is. It's almost like
it's
a bit like a Zlatan effect, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
When you're just that good, you're that good. And Zlatan's what, 37, 38?
Is he 40?
No, he's 40. Yeah, but he's still scoring goals for AC Milan.
I know.
And I think Ronaldo could do the same for as long as he sees fit.
So, do you think Messi's going to win another Champions League?
I think Messi is looking at the Barcelona squad, as just said, around him now and going, this team is actually slowly but surely getting worse around me. And
I think so.
See, the problem is that at the stage world football's at now, there's nowhere really for Messi to move to. You could have said he could have went to Man City, but now they won't play Champions League for the next 2 years. So like that's out the window. Can't go through Real Madrid. Juventus have Ronaldo. Doubt to see him going to Germany, and then like I don't see him going to Liverpool or Man United. I just don't see it. So therefore, he's sort of stuck there.
Bayern.
Yeah, I think that's sort of the one odd one. But
PSG maybe.
Yeah, but they have Neymar and Mbappe.
Yeah, but Neymar's going to be gone at the end of the year, without doubt.
Yeah, but I think he's trying to get back to Barcelona to get to Messi.
That could be a fair swap.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just can't see Messi winning with Barcelona now. I think he needs something different around him. I don't know what it is.
Oh, I do agree with you. It's looking
as in like if you won it this year, I don't think you do it next year. If you know, I feel like the whole conversation is this Juventus, like Ronaldo and Messi's final year where they can actually win it.
I think it's the final year where those two are going head to head.
Yeah.
When you look at it now, PSG have Mbappe, and right now, and Liverpool have Salah or Mane or whatever. And you look at it right now and go, how much more influential is Messi to Barcelona than Mbappe is to PSG? And you'd almost say equal. And same with Ronaldo. So I think the little percentages that Messi and Ronaldo are slowing down, Mbappe, Haaland, all these players are like on their heels, nipping at the butt to actually try and catch them. So that gap where it was Messi, Ronaldo, everyone else is now like massively reduced. Even someone like Kevin De Bruyne is like works wonders. So I'd agree with you. I think as we've seen with when Modric won the Ballon d'Or, and since then going forward, it's sort of open season for that Ballon d'Or this year, isn't it?
Yeah. Who do you fancy for the Champions League at the moment? I'm thinking Juventus, man.
Juventus look good. Bayern Munich, I'm going to say.
Bayern Munich.
Yeah, I just think they're just consistently high performers. There's something about Juventus where there's like the feeling of bridesmaids about them, and also they play Chesney in goal, don't they? I feel like that's like slightly bogey for winning the Champions League.
Yeah. Before we actually move on, I want to mention: have you seen the advert for the Champions League?
Remind me of it, and I'm like, yes or no.
Pogba and Messi are both in it.
I'm like Pepsi Max.
But no, I don't think so. Is it?
Oh, that was Pepsi.
But like my point is, it's the Champions League one. So why is Pogba in it when he plays Europa League with Man U?
Oh, I don't know.
Has no one else sat there and been like, hold on, what?
Yeah, it was Pogba, man.
I know,
Just
but
get
it's
in there
it's
and
like
say what you have to say.
It's like, it doesn't matter. Just get on it anyway.
Bishop Paul Pogba, bonjour.
But the Europa League is also on this week as well. There's been nothing really to write home about that yet. But like everyone's here for the Champions League. So if you do enjoy the football shows, make sure to subscribe, and get on it. Because now we're going to move into the Six Nations. Over the weekend, Ireland lost to England 24-12 in Twickenham. In the build up to this, myself and Ross were like, right, I think Ireland could win it. I think England were the wounded lions, excuse the pun. But Ireland left the stadium with the tail between their legs.
They really, really did. Not for the first time, Ireland were very slow out of the traps. We were very slow out of the traps for the Scotland game. But this time around, we are very, very much so punished for it.
Yeah. I think the best thing to discuss in this show is what Ireland need to do to improve in the future, because this was a very, very hard game to watch for an Irish fan.
It really, really was. We don't like losing as a nation, but we really don't like losing to England. It's a matter of fact, really.
Yeah.
And this is the second bad defeat we've had to England in recent times. Just before the World Cup, I think they beat us like 40.
I think it was like 50 points or something.
50 points, like 20 points.
Yeah. The
scoreline by over 30 points.
The scoreline does deceive the game itself, because it was 24-12 to Ireland, England, and England were 14-0 up at half time. But Ross, we should start from the very, very start. Johnny Sexton like fumbling the ball in our own try area, and then England get the try.
Yeah, George Ford capitalised on a Johnny Sexton mistake. A rare Johnny Sexton mistake, one might even say, leading into the game.
Have you seen him do something that sloppy?
No. The pressure seemed to really get to him in Twickenham. Whatever it is there, he did not like it one bit.
Yeah. The thing is, that mistake, like, although it was a massive mistake, it was sort of like, yeah, you can't. No one like gave out to him or were like, "What are you doing, man?" You know what I mean? Like, it was like, right, he obviously didn't mean to do that, and then they capitalised on it. That was terrible.
I think because Johnny Sexton is now the captain of Ireland, they all look to him to do everything right. And next thing you know, he messes up in the first 5 minutes. England are scoring a try, but not only a try, like under the post try.
Yeah.
So it's not even 5-0. It might just be 5-0. It was like automatically 7-0 down.
Yeah.
And so early on in the game, Ireland hadn't even, got a hold of the ball practically. And
yeah. In fairness, when that happened, like, England were already out the gates straight away.
Yeah, it was such an aggressive English pack. It was aggression in the backs as well. Tuolagi is an absolute monster, and Ireland just never got going. We were very, very slow. As if praying for half time.
Yeah, but as if that try wasn't bad enough, the penalty the Sexton missed as well. Like, that just really.
Johnny Sexton hit his two worst kicks of his career.
But the first one was absolutely atrocious. That, like, if we weren't down already, we were way down then. And then a few minutes later, Keane has to come off as well. It's like, oh, here we go. I couldn't see us turning around.
No, it was like the wall was like getting higher and higher, and we weren't doing it. We've got our climbing shoes.
Yeah, man.
That's the way it was. Johnny Sexton missed two very straightforward kicks for him. And then in terms of Healy got injured in the first 15 minutes, which, like, in fairness, Kilcoyne always plays the last half an hour, and then he was expected to play 60 minutes.
And win us the game.
He actually gave away a few penalties throughout the game as well, which wasn't ideal.
Yeah. And as if things couldn't get any worse, Jacob Stockdale making an absolute balls of that for it wasn't for the game, was it?
No, it was Daly, I think, on this
Daly
occasion.
for that try. That's way more inexcusable than Johnny Sexton making that mess.
Jacob Stockdale has been known for his defensive frailties, and it really, really showed here. It was one of the worst pieces of defending I've seen in international rugby.
He absolutely turned off.
You know what it reminded me of? If you're at home now, Google Clermont Potrenaud and Rob Howley. Rob Howley was scrum half for Wasps, and it was the Heineken Cup final, and your man was like waiting for the ball to come over the line to put it down for scrum, or I can't remember, it was 22 dropout, and the Wasp fella just runs and like just tries, wins the Heineken Cup.
That mistake was absolutely inexcusable anyway from Stockdale, man.
Oh, that was shocking.
That was heartbreaking watching it, and I was like, oh my god. we still have another half to go. As bad as Ireland were, England were brilliant. In fairness, like Itoje, they were. We've said this before. Ireland are too nice. They were going in bullying Ireland. As people have seen, Itoje pulling, I think it was Peter Mandy and CJ Stander down, then taking off CJ Stander's top. Owen Farrell like a seatbelt onto Stander's leg. Like they were going in getting down and dirty, and like Ireland had nothing really to give back.
Yeah, they didn't mind, having an infringement here and infringement there.
Yeah,
they were bossing the scrum, bossing the line out. It was as if they intimidated Ireland, and Ireland just had to put up with it.
They did.
They were bullied all over the park, whether it be in the backs or in the forwards. Jonathan Joseph looked great in the wing. Tuilagi looked great in the centre. Owen Farrell had such bite in him. Forward ran a great game at out half.
And the thing is, that wasn't even their best team out. Like the Vunipola bros weren't even there.
They were missing Billy Vunipola and Mako Vunipola. Billy obviously being far more important at number 8.
Yeah.
They were actually playing Underhill. I think he was playing out of position, and I think Wood was playing out of position at 8 as well.
No, Curry was playing.
Oh, sorry, Curry. Tom Curry. That's what I was thinking of. I was thinking Tom Wood used to play for Wasps back in the day.
And Courtney Laws was playing flanker.
Yeah, he was playing back row.
Yeah.
Curry was playing number 8, and he normally plays 7. You know what I mean? They were just getting their best players on the pitch one way or the other, and it really worked out for them. Obviously, I don't think a game like that you can carry someone like Devin Toner in the game.
They were bigger, stronger, faster in the whole department.
Absolutely, and that's where when you have someone like Toner on, Toner's like a set play specialist. He's not in a really fast impact game of rugby. He's not someone you want to have on. Yeah. I remember he went to take the ball up and he got knocked backwards, and I was like, why did you give the ball? That was always going to happen.
Everyone was getting knocked backwards. It was actually really hard to watch. Going into the Six Nations, we were hoping for a change in like personnel, etc. After the Welsh game, we were almost back to the Schmidt reign. Now, I feel like it's time to make a few changes, as we previously did before. But now against Italy, it's probably time to move on a tiny bit, is it?
Well, I think they're going to go a bit more experimental against Italy.
But who'd you take out though? If like this was to be another like your team that you pick, who should you take out? Because like Peter Manny's been playing well, CJ Stander's been playing well.
Well, I think you have to look at the actual team itself, and you almost have to look at a 115 and consider doing a whole new team altogether. Prop Kilcoyne will probably start. Maybe give Kelleher a start, even though one of the shining lights I thought was Rob Herring. I thought he was actually quite good.
Did you?
Yeah, I really did. Maybe start Porter. Nothing against Tiger Furlong. I don't think it was particularly bad in his occasion, but you might as well give Porter a run out to start. Alton Delan should probably get a run out, but Ryan and Henderson are my second rows. Van der Fleer,
James Ryan
start him.
James Ryan did alright.
I'd start Caelan Doris because I thought he was brilliant, and I'd probably start Sander at 6. I'd maybe give O'Mahony a rest. Cooney needs to start at 9.
His kick later on in the game was actually pretty good.
I'd actually let Cooney kick in that game. I think it's a much better option to let Cooney kick than to let Ross Byrne kick.
Would you change the halfbacks totally then, would you?
You know what? It's the Italian game, so I actually would hit that like and subscribe button if you also think that you change the halfbacks for the Ireland team.
But like, do you think they're going to take Sexton now?
Well, he's the captain, so it's harder to take him out. But if they're ever going to rest him for a game, you might as well rest him for Italy. Try something new.
Do you know what? They're almost better off changing the whole entire starting 15. I know they're not going to be able to change certain players because we haven't got enough. But if you take them all out, then no one can give out. It's like, right, there's a new team in. You know?
Yeah, well, I don't.
Where are they going to get this valuable experience? Italy, as we know, have lost 24, if not 25 Six Nations games in a row now as well.
I would change the majority of the team. I think James Ryan is someone you sort of have to keep in, just because we don't have a lot of second rows.
For calling the lines and stuff.
Yeah, but it's more so we don't have a lot of second rows, and he's just like an absolute monster. He's also young, so it's not like let someone else in for experience. It's like he also needs the experience.
Is Leo Cullen still knocking around?
No, Malcolm O'Kelly is though. Donegal O'Callaghan said he's wore his best pair of wide fronts.
Okay.
In terms of the back line, someone like Jordan Larimer I'd keep in there. I'd keep Conway in there. I'd probably bring back in Earls. keep that strength there. And I'm happy with Bundy and Henshaw. Like, I don't think any of them actually play particularly bad. I just think in terms of going forward, they didn't really get it going either.
Yeah, it's hard to impress as a back if the forwards are getting knocked back on top of you as well.
100%. I think Stockdale has to go though. I think just
ever since
when's the last time Jacob Stockdale had a good performance?
He lit up the Six Nations 2 years ago. Then last year he was very unimpressive. But like, I think that when you do something like that, that's that important at that moment of time where you really need to step up. It just means your head's not in the game and you need to bring someone else in someone deserves a chance after that situation as well.
And I know Conway got a knock, so maybe he won't be playing, but I do think Andrew Conway has had a fantastic Six Nations so far, so I would leave him inside.
Yeah. Oh, I was just really disappointed after that game. Also, in the other games over the weekend, Wales lost to France 23-27.
France won for that Grand Slam.
And Italy lost to Scotland 17-0. By the way, that was one of the most boring games. It was 5-0 at half time. I actually fell asleep watching it. But at the moment, Ross, France are winning with 13 points. England are on second with 9. Ireland on third with 9 points. Wales are on fourth with 6 points. Scotland are in fifth with 6 points. And with the wooden spoon, it's good old Italy.
With 0 points.
Yeah. You have to make sure to come back for next week's show, as we're going to be discussing Ireland in the build-up to the Italy game. But like at the moment, it looks like France are just going to win it, which is quite impressive, isn't it? Because they really gave them a chance.
I think we were sort of saying that they were the wild card of this year's Six Nations going into. We knew they were picking a new young team.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
But did you expect them to win against Wales, away at Wales?
Well, I knew the momentum was with them, and the momentum was against Wales after being beaten by Ireland.
Yeah, but don't you look at it? It's like experience versus like non-experience.
To be honest, I thought it was a bit of a toss-up, and I knew it was going to be a tight game. But Wales are a very hard team to beat in the Principality Stadium. Yeah. So it just goes to show how impressive this new young blooded French team is. And I'd be shocked now if they don't win the championship. They're going to play Scotland next, and they're more than likely going to beat Scotland. And then it's a showdown with Ireland on the last day of the Six Nations.
Yeah, England are also on for the Triple Crown as well, aren't they?
Also, Ireland have to get a bonus point in the Italian game. Like, absolutely must, because everyone gets a bonus point against Italy. And then if they beat France, they might have to get a bonus point there, because what's stopping England getting a bonus point in their last 2 games? I know.
England look like they're back in action.
Yeah, England-Wales is going to be a very good game. It should be quite a tough one.
Yeah,
so I'm looking forward to seeing it. The Six Nations isn't over for Ireland yet, so like it's not all doom and gloom.
Yeah, that was just a hard one to take. Especially shout out to the lads who were over at the game, and it was just. I just thought it was going to be a bit closer, and I was like, oh my god.
But to give you a slight bit of positivity, the Ireland under-20s smashed the England under-20s. It was an absolute phenomenal game.
Yeah.
They looked so good in doing so. Unfortunately, the women got quite a hammering by the English team, but that was professionals against amateurs. So the youth is still looking very good in Ireland.
It's not all doom and gloom.
And the young players that we do have in that Irish squad are looking quite good. So hopefully we can kick on and make it work for ourselves.
Yeah. But Ross, I've been enjoying doing these rugby shows. It won't be the last one.
No, definitely not.
But I can't wait to look forward to the Ireland versus Italy game. Let's see what happens in the build-up to it.
Yeah, and I think this rugby show is going quite well, that we might even bring it over to club rugby for
Suetonians,
the Heineken Cup.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, no.
Why not? Like, it makes us have a vested interest in some of the other European club teams.
Sure, Leinster taking on Saracens as well. Ireland versus England again.
Stop.
Also, shout out to Mario Toji. That chap is just unbelievable.
Yeah, did you see the way he ripped the ball off Kilcoyne at one stage? I was like, killer.
Yeah. Okay, because I said a Toji, who would you take from England?
Well, I think like a Toji and Ryan would just be like the perfect fit. It's like done. But if I had to take someone else, maybe Elliot Daly, a fullback. I think he's very good. Or no. I'll take Tuilagi in the centre. Just like that absolute monster.
When I saw they were starting 15, I was like, there's no real holes in that team.
Him and Bundy Akoi were like high-fiving at one stage. I was like, what are you doing?
But here, if you're enjoying these shows as much as we are, thank you very much. Make sure to like, subscribe, and we'll see you again next week.
And as always, stay energized.